Hey there, friends and frenemies. It's Walker, back in the house with another fresh episode of DIWHY.LIFE. In today's episode, we're going to be covering some photo and video production 101. Talk about backgrounds and backdrops. In this video, I'll explain why backdrops are so important and go over some of the different types of backdrops, give you some tips on shooting with backdrops, and show you how you can install a backdrop system for yourself. Now before we jump in, I just want to mention that this is my first video using my new Glide Gear teleprompter. I'm hoping this little gem will allow me to focus on my delivery and not have to think so much about what I need to say. To watch my video on this new teleprompter, check out the card which should be appearing in the upper right hand corner right about now. And let me know if you think it's making this video just a little bit more easier to watch, or if it looks like I'm just mindlessly reading off a teleprompter, like Ron Burgundy.
And for Channel 4 News, I'm Ron Burgundy. Go f*** yourself, San Diego. Ah, here we go. Scotch. Yes.
With the exception of maybe abstract photography and video, which are some of my favorite, most of the time your frame is going to contain a subject, in this case, moi, and a background. The background is pretty much everything behind your subject. Your background is a super important thing to consider because it can communicate a lot of information to your viewer. In this episode, we're going to do a skateboard collaboration with two of my good friends. Or they can communicate almost nothing. Hey there, friends and frenemies, it's Walker with DIWHY.LIFE, and in this episode we're talking soundproof tiles. One of the first questions you should ask yourself before you start shooting a video or photograph is, where is my subject going to be? Oftentimes this can be a location, but if your intent is to have the viewer focus on what your subject's talking about or doing, and not so much what's going on behind them, then you're going to want to isolate your subject with a backdrop. Now this can be as simple as finding a bare wall to stand in front of, or for less than you think, you can get a backdrop system like this one by Impact and open up a world of backdrop possibilities. Solid colors are a great way to isolate your subject and put all of the focus and attention on them. White backgrounds can give a clean and smart feel. Gray backdrops can give a bit more visual interest, while black backdrops bring a high-style drama and are great for sports, fashion, and beauty subjects. Green backdrops are for chroma keying and can allow you to composite in almost any background behind your subject, and if shot correctly, can be very convincing. All of my solid backdrops are paper and are from a company called Savage. I like that when the paper gets dingy, I can just cut it off and roll out some more. Plus, the paper has a nice matte finish and has very little shine. This is a custom backdrop I had printed onto some vinyl by uprinting.com, and it gives the illusion that your subject is in a modern design studio setting. Shout out to Nikola Rakic, an architect from Serbia, who has some amazing 3D renderings available on iStock.com. Check the link in the description. When using backdrops, you'll want to try and pull your subject away from the background and light your subject and backdrop independently. Nothing ruins your perceived production value faster than seeing your subject's shadow. It instantly cheapens your video and makes your subject appear all cramped and trapped. Use wide aperture settings like 2.8, 3.5 with your camera to help blur out your backdrop's imperfections. If you can hang a picture on the wall, you can install a backdrop system. Ideally, you want to have at least one of the brackets screwed into a stud, but I just used the included drywall anchors and it went up with no problem, and it feels pretty secure. You use the color-coded chains to lower and raise your different backdrops. That's about all the time I have for this episode. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, click that hitchhiker, or better yet, subscribe to my channel and be notified of all things DIY. Thanks for watching, and go ahead, hang around a little bit longer and watch a few more. Like this one, or that one, this one, that one over there.